Hello Storytellers, welcome to the channel and this is Ohana Talks. So hi Kate, it's lovely to speak to you and see you again.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So Kate, tell the channel about yourself. I know you run your own Instagram, which is Corners of Kate,
Yeah.
but I also know you've got your own company, small business, small shop, whatever you want to...
Small shop.
Small shop. Tell me about your small shop.
Well, so it was during November 2019 and I just left a job. And you know when you're trying to find things that are like therapeutic to get you through things. I'd started some stuff up that I thought, oh, maybe I could sell. So I started Magic from Kate, and then me being a perfectionist, I didn't end up doing it. And then it was last year, 2020. I don't know why. I should have done it in lockdown 1, but I never did. But November 2020, I decided to open up. So I kind of do like, I'd say definitely around Christmas time, because that's when they were mainly popular. I do like personalised baubles, but then I'd say my main thing at the moment, I do like personalised keyrings. So like there's, I've got like a Disney rides collection.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been on the Instagram. I've been having a look.
Oh, yes.
I must say, so for anyone watching, if you've been on my Instagram around Christmas time, I actually bought baubles from Kate, from her company Magic from Kate, and they were stunning. They were Harry Potter ones, Hufflepuff colour to match the tree, which was gold. Oh, I got one for me and my partner, and they sat on opposite sides of the tree.
Oh, that's so cute. I really enjoyed making them, especially because they were Hufflepuff themed and Harry Potter.
For anyone who's watching, both me and Kate are Hufflepuffs. So
I'm proud.
Representing right now.
We are.
Now, I also know that you are a brand rep.
I am.
So who are you a brand rep for?
So I'm a brand rep for my friend's little shop, Jessie Craft Creations. So she does like masks, headbands, digital prints. She started doing Valentine's Day cards, stickers. I think she's going to start doing, if I'm allowed to say that, if I'm not Jess, on promoting. So, you know. And also for a good friend, Lucy, Magical Tea Club. So she does some really cool T-shirts. So she's got like It's a Disney Kind of Day. And then for Halloween, she did Halloween version. She's got a Valentine's collection out. And I think she's going to start doing a self-love collection.
Oh,
so really cute. I know. I was like,
I love a bit of self-love.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. So I definitely will be.
I would keep an eye out for that. I've been eyeing up those T-shirts for a while, and I love what Jess makes. They're so good. I will obviously link all of these things down below in case you guys want to check it out.
Yeah.
That was really cheesy.
Wow.
Got to have a bit of cheese.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do today on Ohana Talks is, first of all, we're going to do a quick cover of what we're going to discuss. And then I'm going to put Kate through her paces and we're going to do a quick fire round. So today's topics that we're going to discuss are, should Disney make sequels to their classics? We'll also talk about the Disney parks because we're both huge Disney park fans. That's how me and Kate actually met at Disneyland Paris for our friend Jack. Quick fire. Are you ready, Kate?
I am. Okay.
Ready? They're really easy. I'm going to give you 2 options. You pick out the 2.
Okay.
So the first one is Mickey or Minnie?
Mickey.
Oh,
sorry.
Dole Whip or Mickey Waffle?
Oh, Mickey Waffle.
Live action or animation?
Animation.
Ooh, interesting. I've not had a Dole Whip, so I can't answer that one.
No, I don't. The idea of it, I don't know if I'm sold on the idea of Dole Whip.
I love ice creams. I love sorbets. I love smoothies. I love fruity flavoured drinks. Slushy man. So in theory, it's everything I should want.
Yes.
But I am yet to have had one.
Yes.
But having a Mickey waffle, Nutella and hazelnuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that one.
Yes.
Can't beat a waffle. I mean, lockdown weight says I can probably beat a waffle right now. Like I said, today's topic is, should Disney do sequels to their Disney classics? So, interestingly, I have messaged Kate about this because I wanted to check we're on, what wavelengths we're on. And you're not the, word this rightly, you're not an avid Disney film watcher.
No.
Usually a fan, not a Disney film watcher. Like our friend Jack, as soon as there's a new film out, he is on it.
Yeah.
He has watched it, he's researched it, he's watched the extras, the recaps, the info, the documentary. Ugh, I can't do it that quick.
No.
So, but you did mention the last film that you got quite crazy and hyped for was Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Interesting. I personally really enjoyed Frozen 2.
Yes, I cried so hard.
I didn't cry the first time I watched it, but I think that might be because I was in a cinema with friends. Yeah, there's a boundary I think I've got there about being like, I shall cry now. When I watched it at home during lockdown, on the first lockdown, I bawled like a baby.
Yeah.
I basically sobbed from the moment it started to the moment it finished.
Yeah. When I went and saw it, it came out in November, didn't it? November 2019. So that was the year that I left my job. I left for mental health reasons, and I took myself off to the cinema. It was the tiniest cinema in the world, the room, and there was myself, and I think it was like a granddad with his grandkids, and I was on my own, and I absolutely bawled my eyes out. And every time I watch it, like, I went around my sister's and I was doing her hair and she hadn't watched it, and I put it on and I'm just there like, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm gonna cry, okay? And she's like, oh, that's fine. I'm like, yeah.
See, I am the kind of person, I cry at every film. Yeah. I'm a major weeper, as Jude Law says in The Holiday.
This is one of the reasons why I have to be careful what Disney film I watch, because I think I'm just going to cry at all of the Disney films. Okay, this is probably one of the reasons why I haven't watched the newer ones, because I find that the newer Disney films have kind of always got like this message. So like, or say if you want to mix Disney and Pixar, like Inside Out bawled my eyes out.
Inside Out.
Don't. It's take it to the middle, and I'm like, no. I haven't watched. Here we go. I haven't watched Coco. I haven't watched Onward. I haven't watched Soul. I scroll through TikTok, and some people. I've been following someone that films her husband reacting to Disney films, and so you see his face, and then the next TikTok is the actual film he's watching. So I watched him watch Coco, and I was like, I can't watch Coco. No, it's not happening.
So I see your point. Coco is an emotional film.
No, I can't watch it.
But I highly recommend it.
I know I need to
watch it. I can't watch it all the time because I will just cry all the time. But it's beautiful. But like we said, Frozen 2 is actually the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the case of Frozen, when Frozen the first one came out, the hype was real.
Yeah.
So when Frozen 2 was announced, and they to be fair, although they worked it, they did leave it quite a gap between the two films.
Yeah. Yes.
Which surprised me a little bit about Disney. When Frozen's been such a hype, like it was such a hyped film and it did so well.
Yeah.
To leave that a gap felt a bit.
Maybe they thought it wasn't needed until like people started like creating theories and stuff like that. So they were just like, honey, we need to shut these people up and just give you another one.
the thing that gets me now is, I don't know if you've seen it, but online everyone's like, when's Frozen 3?
It's
And
ended now.
I don't think I want a Frozen 3.
No.
I like where they left it. Like, Elsa has completely found herself.
Yep.
Anna has also found peace with her sister.
Yeah.
Well, they're married now, aren't they, her and Kristoff?
I presume so.
I'd like to think they are.
Yes.
Fiance or husband, like, they're married, and
Yeah.
everything seems to have found its place. It has the perfect Disney bubble ending.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
Which is also what I thought about Toy Story. I love Toy Story 1 and 2. I'm not going to lie. Toy Story 3 is not my thing. Toy Story 4, I actually was questioning, why are they doing this to me? Why? Why are you doing this? But saying that, I've got some facts here. Toy Story 4 is the most popular voted Toy Story film on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
And Toy Story 2 is the least popular. Toy Story 2 is my favourite. I love Jessie, that's why. But I was wondering what your thoughts are, because obviously Toy Story is now kind of its own franchise in a way.
Yeah.
Because they've done so many sequels.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of their sequels, or?
I'm
a Toy Story fan.
I am a Toy Story fan. So obviously I grew up with Toy Story. So I liked Toy Story 3 because when Toy Story 3 came out is when Andy went to college and I went to uni.
Yeah, I had like a similar alignment. Yeah. I think I was actually about to finish university.
I think yeah, we're
in that similar category.
Yeah. So I mean, Toy Story 3 for me, it's when they're holding hands in the furnace and they're accepting the fact that they're going to die together, and it's like, Disney, what are you doing to it?
I think that was I remember watching it. I was kind of enjoying it, and I was like, "Where's this going?" Like,
yeah.
I was like, they're obviously going to completely change the story. Andy's so much older.
Yes.
I already kind of had a feeling of where it was going, and it got to that scene, and I was just like, Disney, I did not sign up for this. You're not killing off all of them. Like, you can't. That's the worst.
It's one way to. It's one way to end a franchise.
Okay, bye now. Yeah, Toy Story 4, when they announced they were doing it, I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely was like, why?
I was interested. I was looking forward to seeing what they could do to it.
I get why they're doing it as well, because obviously our generation grew up with the original Toy Story, and we've gone through all three.
Yeah.
But the third one was released just at a time where a brand new younger generation got to watch Toy Story.
Yeah.
And so I kind of understood why they'd do it for this new generation, and it'd be a new story. But the actual story they chose, although I must say I love Forky. I relate. I relate to Forky. Yeah, it was the ending where, this is a spoiler if anyone hasn't watched Toy Story.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. But it's when Woody decides it's time. It's time to actually go off and do something different and not be with Bonnie. It kind of disappointed me, because at the end of the third film, Andy didn't want to give up Woody, but Bonnie was clinging to him.
Yes.
So for Bonnie to just
I think so.
That hit. I was like, no, girl. You can't do that to me.
I can kind of see why they did it, because obviously our generation, we were like, where's Bo? Where is she gone?
Yeah,
why is she in the second one? And why is she not in the third one? Like, I think so. Once again, I think when it comes to Disney making sequels, they've thought about, right, there are some questions we need to answer. For me, I understood why Woody did it. You know, he's now got this new owner. You know, he loves her. He needs to make sure that, you know, she's happy, just like he was with Andy. But then there's a scene where I think they're all in the wardrobe and he's just left. he's not played with, and he's like, really, is this what I am gonna do for the rest of my life? And I think he kind of not hit him. And then obviously when he saw Bo and he realized that she wasn't lost, she had just found a new home and did an adventure.
And a new outfit completely.
Yeah, she looked badass.
I was like, oh, Bo Peep, you've matured.
She did.
It was a glow up.
But I understand why, he was like, actually, I know it angered so many people. So many people were like, why? I mean, the goodbye itself was like, they could have done it a lot better.
Yeah.
It was like, bye. And then they wound the tent thing in, and it was like, oh, okay, that's just going to say, it was like literally a quick goodbye, and then that was it. But
it answered questions, but I think it just could have been planned maybe slightly better.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toy Story is obviously like the biggest one that I can think of in Disney that's had sequels.
Yeah.
But just to give an example of a sequel that didn't do so well is actually an extremely goofy movie.
So, when you put on the briefing, Goofy Movie 2, I went, is there actually a Goofy Movie 2?
Oh my God!
This is when people come for me, but...
No, to be fair to you, it's called Goofy Movie 2. Its official name is The Extremely Goofy Movie. It's set after Goofy Movie 1. Max is like grown up and going to college, and Goofy's like attachment issues, and then he loses his job. And then he's like, I'm going to go back to college. And he picks the same one as Max.
Oh.
But he goes back to college like when he went to college. So he turns up with like a full-blown afro and like 70s look. And it's about them two navigating college together when Goofy's like, I'm here, Max.
Can't they just make it so like Goofy, falls in love and actually has a nice life, and he's not the clumsy, lonely single father that they portray him to be?
They kind of did the both. So he started off like, Max, I'm here. And Max is like, why? And then through Max kind of pushing Goofy away, Goofy actually meets his own group of friends. And then they're kind of like opposite friendship groups. And he does meet a woman. They set Goofy up. But also, sorry, spoiler, Roxanne is not in Goofy Movie 2. Her name is Roxanne, isn't it? Okay, I had a brain then. But yeah, Goofy Movie 2, it actually went direct to video. It was never in cinema. It was straight to VHS.
Oh.
DVD. I think it might have actually just been DVD at that point. And it has been ranked, ironically, the 6th best Disney sequel on the website Polygon, but the general reviews are not very enthusiastic.
No.
Now, I watched Goofy Movie for the first time last year and then immediately watched an extremely Goofy movie.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know they existed until last year. And so you think you're a bad Disney fan. I didn't know that the most 90s Disney film existed when I loved the 90s. Loved the first one. The second one, I understood why it kind of got the lesser reviews.
Yeah.
I didn't feel a sequel was needed to the Goofy movie.
No.
Standalone, absolute banger.
Yes.
So on that, what is your opinion of Disney doing sequels? Like, are you pro sequels, get excited about them, or are you kind of like, leave it where it is?
I mean, there's some, like, for example, like Frozen 2, I'd say I like Frozen 2 better than Frozen because it answered so many questions for me. So
there's a lot of people who say that.
So when I saw it was coming out, I was like, are they going to answer the questions of why Elsa's got powers? Why Anna hasn't got powers? Where were the parents actually going before they died? So there are some sequels that actually you think are necessary and useful. But then there's some sequels like, Toy Story 4 was good, but they could have got away with not actually doing it and just saying the end of Toy Story 3 and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing as well, there's talks that they're already in initial stages of drawing up Toy Story 5. and I think
what's
at
this
some
going
point,
about? What can it be about?
that's the thing. The other thing is, will it follow Woody, or will it follow Jessie and Buzz and the others? Or is it both? Do they end up at the same place again? Like, or does it turn out they take the same holiday every year, and so Woody gets to see them once a year? So
Yeah, that's
I
not
think
necessary.
not necessary, but obviously it's Disney. They're gonna try and capitalize on something that's been really popular with a brand new generation of that age.
Yes.
But at the same time, I am kind of like, Disney.
Yeah.
There are so many other films people want a sequel to.
I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean's Disney, and how many of that is there?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't actually watched all of them now.
I have
I
now.
want to say it's just the last one, because the last one's about Will Turner's son. Is that the last one?
With what's her face in from Skins.
Yeah.
Is it Salazar's Revenge? Or something like that? With
I know that I've watched the one with Blackbeard, which is just Captain Jack. There's no Will or Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think then the next one is the one with with I think Captain Barbosa.
There's potential huge Pirates of the Caribbean fans out there right now screaming at their screens because we're like, which one's this? Yeah, I mean, my opinion is Pirates, it's done, but it makes money.
Yeah,
and they know people are going to go watch it because they want to see what it's about. They want to see what happened.
Definitely.
For me, Pirates of the Caribbean 1 and 2, perfect.
Yeah.
After that, I start going, why? I don't understand.
I mean, I can remember definitely one. I remember watching one, and when they're coming out of the water, they're turning into like the skeletons, and Mum's like, "It is Disney. It is not scary." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is Disney."
Yeah.
Oh. But two, I can't remember, and I think I can remember the last one because that's the most recent one I've watched.
I think the third one for me is my least favourite because I'm just so confused the whole way through.
Is that the third one when
third
Will
one is,
meets his dad?
Yeah, the third one is where Will meets his dad and him and Elizabeth actually get married, but then Will ends up part of the crew of Davy Jones's locker boat. What's the name of it? I've forgotten. And there's a lot of twists and turns, maybe too many, and I do find it's just too quickly layered, and I'm like, I can't. I give up. But the other film I've written down is a lot of people at the moment are pushing to get, that's why I'm wearing my little bow, is a Monsters Inc. sequel. They want to know what happened to Boo and if Sully went to see her.
Yeah, well, Monsters University was literally it was on. Was it on last night or the night before when we watched it? Because technically that is a sequel, but it's actually a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Sequel, prequel. I'd be up for that one. I would 100% be up for that one. But if you're going to make me cry, Disney, you need to put some warnings at the start.
Well, the other thing is, a lot of people are saying, would it not be better at this point to do it as a Disney Plus series? So rather than be a whole film, maybe it's one series of 30-minute episodes, and it's each time he goes visit her, and she gradually gets older.
Oh no, don't! Oh my God, she'll get old, and he'll open the door, and she's not there anymore. Oh my God, don't do it.
I mean, at one point, people were punting for a Lilo and Stitch movie where Lilo's in her 80s and they've both worked for like the Space Force, and she's about to die, and Stitch hasn't aged. I was like, no, why would you know? Why are you even suggesting that? I don't want to see that.
No.
I already know how that's going to end.
No.
It's going to end with Stitch on his own. But in my head, I'm also like, well, Lilo surely would have had kids.
Yeah.
So maybe Stitch will just keep going. But yeah, but just to recap this, in your opinion, what do you think of Disney's sequels? And should they still make sequels of classic movies such as Monsters Inc., Sleeping Beauty, the whole spectrum?
I mean, if there's answers, if there's questions that need to be answered, and like they've, you know, because some Disney films leave you thinking, oh, like this, that, then yeah. But then if it is like you could have just left the story alone and just let us go, oh, we go, done, then no. So I'm really torn between it, if that makes sense.
No, that doesn't. I think I agree with you on that. There's certain films that I'm just like, that does not need a
Yeah.
sequel. For example, some of the princess films, I don't need a sequel.
No.
I know what happens.
Yeah.
For example, Sleeping Beauty, she's woken up, she's met her prince, they're
Yeah.
going to get married and live in a castle.
Yeah.
Maybe a cute children's series about their life in the castle, speaking to the animals, that I could get on board with. Another film, no.
Yeah.
Whereas Monsters Inc., like I said, there's definitely a scope and a want
Yes.
to get some answers of like what happens after he opens the door. Like, does he keep visiting her?
Yeah. Because even with that, they could do it as, because literally at the end of Monsters Inc., when he opens the door,
Kitty.
it could even just go from there. Like, for example, The Incredibles, it literally started where it ended.
Yeah. And that made sense. So yeah, I agree with you. There are certain sequels I get, certain sequels I don't. Personally, like I said, I think Toy Story should.
That can be done now.
It's done. And if they did make a Frozen 3, I'd obviously be wanting to watch it because I love Frozen.
Yes.
I would be apprehensive and be like,
what? Yeah, I sit there and think, right, what else is there that people didn't get from that film that they need to know desperately?
The thing is, love the fandom. I love Disney Friends. I want to make more, but I don't understand why at the moment there's like fan theories that Elsa's actually dead. Yeah, I don't get it.
How is she dead?
There's a whole fan theory where she's actually died. She's not in the forest, and she's now the element of the forest. So she's now a spirit, not a being. I don't live for that one. I'm like, I get it. It's creative, not my personal.
I'm here for Elsa being gay, though.
I am all here for that. Yes.
Yep. That's fine by me. Come on, Disney.
Disney, it's time. We're ready for it. No, it's not going to affect the kiddies watching. Let Elsa fall in love with the girl.
Yes.
What? Also, I mean, I know I'm a chunky yet funky kind of person, but why is there not a chunky yet funky princess yet?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If Barbie can do Barbies that actually represent disabilities and different body shapes, different colours.
Yeah.
I do start to think that now's the time that Disney and other animation studios could probably get on board.
Yes, definitely, because it is a body shape that has always been here, always, you know, and will be here for a very long time. And there will be some little girls and little boys out there that will be like, why don't I look like this? Why don't I look like that?
Yeah, I read a lovely story where a guy was at Comic-Con and he was dressed as, is it Miles? The Miles version of Spider-Man, who's Black African-American. And this kid come over wearing his own Spider-Man costume and looked the same. And basically this little kid had this sudden like epiphany and awakening that actually there is a Spider-Man who is the same colour as him. And this guy actually gave him one of his comics of that series. And this little kid sat at a table and just wept and kept reading it in the middle of Comic-Con.
Oh, that's
like
so
the Comic-Con equivalent in America. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. Anyway, thank you.
All right.
That was we went off on a bit of a tangent.
Sorry.
No, we're here for tangents. I'm all about tangent. There's always a story and a story and a story and a story.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the storyteller. Now to discuss something that we're both quite passionate about, and that is the Disney park. So first of all, when was your last Disney park trip and where was it?
It was in August 2020 and it went to Disneyland Paris.
Oh.
I would have been in Disneyland California today.
Oh.
We were all going to be.
Just not fair.
We were all going to be in. Well, yeah, we were going to go to Disneyland California this week. This time last year, I was in Disneyland California, And then obviously we cancelled. We were going to go to Disneyland Paris, but obviously we're in lockdown, so we can't.
Yeah, my last trip was January 2020.
Gosh,
And that was for my friend's birthday, and we went for
I
4 days.
remember.
Yeah. And genuinely, I remember as we were leaving, my friend Pippa saying to me, like, oh, where did you want to book another trip? I'd love to come back. Let's bring our friends. Let's get a big group of us. And I was like, yeah, we'll plan it. And I distinctly remember saying to her, can we wait until I've moved flat? Which was March.
Yeah.
And then the day I moved flat was the day we went into lockdown.
We were in Disney when it closed. I remember we all went back to the hotel. Me and Jack were just chilling, and then midnight, it had the announcement that it was closing, and the first thing Jack said to me was, "We can change the alarm." We didn't have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning anymore.
Oh my god, that is such a Jack thing.
But we were just all sat there like, we can't. We're in Disney, but we can't be in Disney. It was crazy.
When I went with Jack, I think it was the second time. The first time I went with him, it was just him and Elspeth and me. I don't think he realised how early I'd get up. But I know I'm going to make a massive mess. And it's going to take me at least half an hour to put my makeup on because I like to take my sweet A time. And so I'd set an alarm for like 4:45 in the morning. And I'd get up and I go into the bathroom. I take everything with me and I'd get ready in the bathroom for like an hour, come back out, and I'd sit on the bed like on my phone or reading. And that's as they wake up. And it was on our second trip. He was like, "What the hell are you doing? You're literally not going to be getting back tonight until like midnight." And I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Disney mornings are very different to normal mornings. They kill, they hurt, but it's worth it.
It's so worth it. It's that feeling of the moment you go through the turnstile and you can hear the music and you know that there's no one around because it's like early magic hours.
You swipe your card and it goes, "Welcome," and I'm like, "Thank you."
Ding! And you just walk through. I mean, my first time using my annual pass was not so smooth. I tripped over a buggy with a child in it.
See, but that's how you remember it, though.
Yeah, literally, Jack was like, "Let's take a video of you using your annual pass." And they're like, "I've got an annual pass." I literally turned and went over this buggy. I was like, "I'm sorry, wait, let's go." I was in such a panic. We got on the other side. He was like, "Are you actually okay?" I was like, "No, I'm mortified."
You'd have been like, "I got an annual pass. It's okay."
My annual pass. Yeah, so, Disney parks. Obviously, I met you in Disneyland Paris. That's our closest.
It is. It's my home park. That's what I'd say.
It will always be the home park.
Yeah.
One I've been to the most. What's annoying is it was meant to be this year that I was meant to be booking everything to go to Japan at the end of the year.
Oh.
And I mean, luckily that is a trip that we can just pause and book. Yeah. But it was a bit like, I really want to go because Japan is open.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel sad that I'm not in California, but because I physically cannot go, I legally can't go, and there's no one there anyway because it's not open. But I think it'd be different if we'd cancel the trip for a different reason and people would go, and I'd be like, I'm so sad, but you know.
But speaking of that, obviously you went in August, which was in the middle of lockdown 2 and lockdown 3.
Yes.
We don't do similar jobs, but they follow similar patterns. So I don't know about you, but lockdown 2 for me just didn't exist.
No, it didn't exist. I was like, no.
We work with kids. No. I mean, lockdown 1 for me was March until the end of May.
Yeah.
I was back at work and I was like, oh, well, that was a nice 2 months off. It wasn't even 2 months because I was like doing work from home and then basically worked through until Christmas when they were like, no, we have to shut.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you went in between 2 and 3.
Yes.
1, what was it like? Was it like, how did you find it? Because obviously you have to wear a mask the whole way around, which I personally have no problem with that. I know some people do. But yeah, how did you find it in the middle of?
So we went in August purely because I wasn't working at the time. Well, I tell a lie, I was, but it was the time where I could go, I'm going away, and they'd be like, yeah, that's fine. We were very we were very lucky because literally 3 days after we got back is when they brought in the quarantine after France. But when we came back, we were very careful. But well, when we left Jess's dad's car, we didn't take our mask off until we got into our hotel room in France.
Okay.
So,
Long old wear.
pardon?
It's a long old wear to wear it for like.
Yeah.
Because I know that Paris were being quite firm but respectful, from what I understand. Is how you
Well,
were.
when we were in the hotel, I'm one of these people. I love putting the TV on, and I'll try and find a British news or whatever. And there was someone there that was in Paris, and they were walking past people with no masks on. They were like, "You do know you have to wear masks?" And they were like, "Yes, thank you for reminding me." Or they just didn't care. But yeah, we wore our masks. August, it was 34 degrees.
Oh,
It was disgusting. You have to wear your mask on rides,
yeah.
everywhere. Apart, the only time you can take your mask off if people can physically see that you are taking a sip of a drink or you are sat in an eating area, so at your table. That is the only time you can take your mask off.
Because I know, reading a lot of the forums, a few people were worried about taking, their kids who for a variety of reasons can't wear the masks.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of worry, and that's, I remember Disneyland being like, look, here's the deal. If you've got a kid who can come into the park, is safe enough to, but for medical, legal, whatever reasons can't wear it, it's done, like, it's fine. We're not going to stop you, but you are going to have proof of that at all times.
Yeah.
We followed a similar policy at work where when we did our grotto, if someone turned up and wasn't wearing a mask, we would say, just to remind you, we are following all the guidelines and distancing and masks. Is for medical or relatable reason why you're not wearing one.
Yeah.
They said, oh no, I forgot it. We'd be like, unfortunately, we're going to have to ask you to leave and go get a mask. You can buy them downstairs or you can go to the local corner shop, but you do have to wear one. It did get to a point where quite a few of us were just keeping a packet in our bags, I'm not going to lie, because it was like, oh, you haven't got a mask. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, there were many more cast members out there, like, especially dotted around, like, photo areas. So definitely by the castle. There'd be two either side of the castle, loads down Main Street, and they were constantly like, put your mask on. And they're like, oh, but I'm taking my photo. I'm like, put your mask on.
It does not matter if you're taking a photo.
And then we were sat at Casey's Corner eating and drinking, so we could have our masks off. And Pooh and Eeyore were out, and there were people taking their masks off to get a picture with Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore, and they would turn around and be like, where's your mask? And we'd be like, yes, you tell them. It's like, if, Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore can be out and about in said heat, then you can wear your mask and have a picture in said heat.
So I went to the Warner Brothers studio tour. Mostly this was in between the two lockdowns. One, because I had a couple of days off in a row, which, praise the heavens. But it was also, I was generally like, I can't go to the parks. I can't go out and meet with big groups of friends.
Yeah.
I needed something. I needed to do and have a day out or something. And luckily I was able to get tickets, and we booked them. And then 2 days later we were in there like, oh, hello. And we had the same, like, we didn't take our masks off the entire time. They've got their eating area.
Yeah.
And I remember we went and sat outside on one of their benches that wasn't in the eating area, but it's because I was struggling. I do have anxiety, and there'd just been a lot of people in one area, and I was like, I just need fresh air. And so I sat on the bench, and my partner went and found one of their interactors and was like, my girlfriend needs to take this off. Where can we go? And the woman was like, I'll stand 2 meters from you, take it off. And so
Yeah.
they were, I'll have to observe you, but sit on
Yeah.
this bench and I'll make sure, And then she was like, do you need any water? Like, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm fine. I've just got a little flustered and over hot. There's a lot of people in one area. And she was like, what area? And then she was a bit surprised when I was able to actually quote the section by their official names. And she was like, oh, have you got a friend who works here? I went, no, I used to work here. I know that this is the Sylvester rotation, and I know this bit is Tweety, I know this is zone A. So it was very specific where there was a lot of people, and they luckily sent some instructors to try and help.
Yeah.
So that was good. They were really good about it. It was similar to Disney. They were like, you have to wear it, but we understand like there's reasons you can't. There's certain areas where you can and can't sit. They even got rid of the smoking area that they used to have in the back lot because they were like, no.
Yeah.
You can wait.
You can. Wait. You can.
I mean, sorry for smokers out there. I know sometimes it is really hard to do that. My mum was a smoker, and I like whenever we did stuff like this, the whole time I could see her just itching to get outside and have one.
Yeah.
So I apologise. I do get it, but at the same time, you can wait. But yeah, so speaking of the parks, obviously Paris, I believe at the moment isn't due to open again until April.
Yeah.
Are you going to be one of those people who is like, must go? Or are you going to like, wait, let the big crowd of people flock, see how this works, and then go in time?
I'm half and half. The one big factor is if you have to quarantine, because I work in a school, so if I do go, it would have to be during holidays. So if I had to quarantine, I'm wasting 3 days and then having to quarantine for a week or something. So that just wouldn't be feasible.
I know they've started changing some of the rules. Well, they're looking at changing some of the rules around it. I know in America they've got like very specific guidelines you now have to follow when you go back.
Yeah.
I do know France is still kind of doing you have to quarantine, but I know it's all kind of.
Yeah. I think.
Let's see what it says on the 22nd.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really nice to go. I know. I'm one of these people that at the moment, I know some people are itching to go back, and it's their kind of thing that helps them get through it. Sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I'm like I need to go to Disney right now. But sometimes I'm like, it's there. It will always be there. And the positive thing I say is maybe by the time we can go, some of the construction work will be done.
Yeah.
It gives them.
For anyone who's watching this, if they don't know, the castle is currently under like a huge reconstruction, repaint, refurbishment. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of it, Kate, but it looks intense.
Yeah, I saw there was a picture of a lorry carrying the blue turrets. I was like, meh. So I find that in like, for example, because obviously we're supposed to be in California this week, and they're still doing Avengers Campus, and there was stuff that they're still doing, even in Walt Disney Studios in Paris, they're still doing that. So the thing I'm trying to say is the fact that when we can eventually go, is maybe things will be a lot closer to being done. Yeah.
Because I know as well that Paris, I think they only announced this a few weeks ago, but they're actually changing their small Star Wars section in the studios slightly because they want to add part of the Mandalorian set, so they can include that in their character meet and greet. I'm intrigued to see how they do it because honestly, I don't remember the Star Wars section actually being that detailed or that big anyway.
No.
Makes me wonder if they've added something since I was last there.
They were trying to they've been mainly hyping up Avengers Campus and then the Frozen section. And then you can just see like the little of Star Wars just there.
It's just the edge, like a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I personally, I could have gone to the parks in between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But where I work was running, it was going to be very difficult to do it because we were doing like 3 days on, 3 days off, and booking holiday and getting it approved, although they wanted us to take it all,
Yeah.
was also very, because there was a shorter amount of people who had to take all their holiday in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And so eventually it was like, give me what you can.
Yeah.
And I will do with it what I can. And by the time I was able to take holiday, France had closed again. Yeah, I agree with you. I am itching to go back.
Yeah.
A lot. There's been a lot of YouTube videos of different parks being watched in this flat the last few weeks. But at the same time, I don't want to be more of a risk. I don't want to get caught in the crowds.
Yeah.
And in my head, it will always it's going to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's always going to be there because it might not, but whether I go next week or end of the year, the only difference is the weather.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of the idea of going while the castle's under construction.
No.
But I know they need people to go to make money so they can do those reconstructions. So,
yes.
Yeah, I am hoping to go back this year. Please, gods, let us do it. Please, let's go back. Yeah, even if I get one trip.
Yeah.
That would be great. Because I know our annual pass has been extended, which I had a little look to see how long I've got left on mine.
Yep.
I've only got till like August, and I was like, oh, I thought I had a lot longer than that.
Mine's till I think mine's till January 2022.
The dream. That is the dream.
Well, it's been extended loads though. They extended it.
Last time I checked was a few weeks ago, and I know they were going to extend it again.
Yeah.
So I am hoping to go back on there and it's extended.
Yeah.
Because literally I got it in October 2019.
So you should have it longer than me then.
Yeah, so the actual time I could use it was quite short.
Oh, I think maybe because when you renew, you get 4 months. So I got mine in November 18. I renewed it November 19, and it gave me 4 months, which took it to November, December, January, February, March. Which took it to March 2020, and then obviously it closed in March 2020. So then they added 5 months on: March, April, May, June, July, August. It took me to August, and then they've got a new one: August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, January.
Yeah, so it's definitely something I need to check on. But yeah, I definitely want to go back to the parks.
I do, but it's gonna be there forever and ever. Well, not.
It's gonna be there for a long time.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the parks, we all know that Paris is usually the more overlooked one.
Yes.
If they were to get rid of one, I feel like Paris would be the first to be. I think studios. I think they're more likely to close studio sign and just leave it as Magic Kingdom. But they're doing.
Did you just call it Magic Kingdom?
Wait, what?
That's sacrilege. That is sacrilege. That's one of my unpopular opinions. That is.
Not Magic Kingdom. It's Disneyland.
It's Disneyland Park. It's when they go, oh, Hollywood Studios. I'm like, no, it says Walt Disney Studios.
I just call it the studios at this point.
They
all have different names, and they're very confusing.
No, they're not. There's signs there, okay?
I'm illiterate. But yeah, cool. It was so lovely speaking to you, Kate, and I'm really thankful that you came on and did this for the channel. Like I said, I will leave all of Kate's information and her Instagram down below. So go check her out. Check out Magic from Kate and all the things she brand reps. And otherwise, see you in the next video, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.